girl just go on a simple creepy goblin walk alone and not get bullied? Before I get into what led me to this swing set, let me thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp is a really cool way to do therapy, and honestly something I wish I knew about years ago. With BetterHelp, you can get counseling from a licensed therapist on whatever device you're using right now. You can do a phone session, you can chat, you could do a video conference. It's cheaper and more accessible than traditional therapy, and honestly just makes sense for the world right now. Use my link in the description to try BetterHelp. It's honestly something I believe in, and I wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for therapy. It helped change my life. Let me tell you a little tale about a girl, a walk, and some bros. You know, sometimes when the wind is right and I'm feeling pensive, reflective, moderately forlorn, I'll go on a little walk. Something I like to refer in my head as a creepy, lonely goblin walk. Now, last Saturday, the wind was right. I was moderately forlorn, and I went on my precious goblin walk. The first step of every goblin walk, the swings, bitch. I swang on the swings. I had a very pleasant time. Inevitably, I end up getting scared that someone's gonna walk up behind me and stab me while I'm swinging, so I hop off and continue on my walk. That's how it goes. Now, it was a Saturday night, so people were, for lack of a better word, becoming quite silly. I walked through the park at the only pace I can comfortably keep. A snail-paced mosey. I'm walking along when a group of bros happens to cross my path. They start yelling things. I heard Mrs. Claus. I heard a fat thumb. I hear, "It's a monster." I managed to escape the bros and continue on my walk. But not 5 minutes later did a new set of bros appear on bikes. They point, they laugh, they scream, and they circle me. It lasted for 25 seconds, but I managed to escape with my boa and my dignity. Growing up, the only people that were really ever mean to me were bros. In middle school, they did not like me. Up until grade 5, I went to an all-girls school. And then in middle school, I entered into the all of the kinds mixed together type learning. And the bros just did not care for me. There is a group of good-looking, athletic bros, and they just did not like me. I barely spoke to them, but they did not care for my vibe, apparently. One bro in science class once spent the better part of the period breaking down all of the specific reasons why my face was ugly. They would just say mean things, and honestly, trying to remember now, every time they saw me, they would say something mean. And I do not remember what they said. My brain has chosen not to remember it. And you know what? Thank you, brain, because I would rather remember every single pizza topping that Pizza carries than remember the barrage of creatively sparse names I was called in the 7th grade. And then in high school, it continued. There was a rumor that I had anal with my best friend's stepbrother while she was asleep in the same bed next to us. To be fair, I may have accidentally started that rumor. I told some cool girls who I was trying to impress, and then the cool girls told the bros, and then the bros called me anal for all of 9th grade. So, fun fact, I did not actually have anal with my best friend's stepbrother that night. I almost did, but then I didn't. Then, as high school continued on, I attempted to become the right kind of girl, or what I thought was the right kind of girl from their perspective. The kind of girl you wouldn't call anal for the better part of 9th grade. Then, when I got out of high school, I had this built-up defensiveness towards bros that wasn't fair and made me kind of a bully. When I would meet a good-looking, athletic, straight guy, I already had a chip on my shoulder towards them, and it wasn't fair. This dude, who I've never met before, they didn't call me anal. They didn't pick apart the reasons why my face is ugly in 7th grade science, but I would be cold to them, or I would be mean to them, or I would try to make them feel less confident, and it was so fucked. I could try to psychoanalyze bros and why some of them feel the need to ridicule me or why they have an issue with me in the first place. And I have tried to do that a lot for a long time, but I don't really know what they're thinking or what they've gone through or what's led them to where they are. And I can't control them and their thoughts and their words. I lived for their thoughts and their words for a long time. I lived for them to think that I was the right kind of girl. The other day, someone left a comment that said, I went to high school with this girl. What the fuck happened? That was a comment I ran from, that I existed to avoid. The fear of the possibility of a comment like that kept me hidden. But when I read it, I laughed, and I felt free of that fear. I responded, and I said, she stopped caring about your opinion. Is that totally true? Not really. But it's more true than it's ever been. The truth is, bros have been mean to me when I lived for their opinion, and they've been mean to me when I've lived for mine. But the difference is, when I walk away from their opinion as my true self, their thoughts hold very little weight. I can't control people, and if they feel like saying mean things to me online or in public. But I can control myself and my thoughts and my self-expression and my vulnerability and my freedom. Thank you, bros, for helping me understand what I value most. The freedom to be myself. Yeah.